Hello, and welcome to New Earth Lifestyles. I'm JaneE King, host of the show. I'm glad you're here today, May 29, 2014, Manchester, New Hampshire. Today, I'm going to be talking, just me on the show, no guests, just me and all the Hathors. I'm going to be talking about breathing and an upcoming event happening this Saturday, a worldwide meditation event that I am hosting at my healing studio, but is also happening worldwide. I'm going to be talking about that today, along with Tom Kenyon, who is the creator of this meditation and the creator of, he actually channels the Hathors, who are beings from another planet, which may or may not be something you understand or believe in, but it's still interesting to talk about from a perspective of how benevolent beings are here to help us from many, many dimensions. And New Earth Lifestyles, the name of the show, is I'm here to give you an opportunity to look at things from a different way, look at new perspectives of life, new ways of looking at who you are, what you believe, and making how is your life being made happier or more complete. And are any of these ways that I'm presenting to you things that you might want to look into on a deeper level? So breathing is a topic that I do cover often on the show, and the reason, of course, is that we all breathe all the time. However, breathing is a free tool. A free tool that we can use moment to moment in our lives, daily, moment to moment, every hour, every moment, to help us to heal, to help us to be happy, to help us in many, many, many ways. And Tom Kenyon, and who he channels this group called the Hathors, what I'm going to be sharing with you today is their method of breathing that can help us, help me, help you to become stronger in your body, stronger in your physiology, healthier, more vibrant, more energy. And if you have any physical ailments or any mental ailments that are going on in your life, this technique for breathing can certainly be a basis for you feeling better and working through and getting over whatever's going on in your life. And even in relationship problems, if you're having relationship issues with spouses or friends or work, peers in your workplace, breathing, and this type of breathing in particular, can help you tremendously to come into alignment with who you truly are, with the light being that you truly are. So I'm going to do a little gong on that. I'm going to be gonging left-handed because I'm a little tight today in the space. So that's the opportunity to breathe when on my show, when you hear the gong, the sacred singing bowl. So before I get going, I wanted to show you the book that I got a lot of this information from. And this is a book called The Hathor: Material Messages from an Ascended Civilization by Tom Kenyon and Virginia Essene. And this is the book that the material I'm going to show you is from. And this picture that you see on here is an actual engraving that you can find in Egypt. And back in ancient Egypt, the Hathors were active in the Egyptian society, and they may look like they have a strange E.T. kind of face, which they do. However, the information that's coming through from them, which is coming through from Venus and from other planets, is very, very important and very vital and very usable in our society today. These are beings that are here to help us and help us to live our lives more fully, more completely, and open our hearts and be loving and happy in our life. So breathing, the first part of this section that I wanted to talk about is this little diagram here, which comes from this book about the Hathor material, talking about this line that is shown here So this is the human body, and this is depicting actually the electromagnetic field or the magnetic field of the human body. This is a two-dimensional rendition of the human body energy field. And this line down the middle is called the pranic tube, Pranic, prana, which is life force energy. And this line is something for you to pay attention to when we do the breathing exercises, because it is a connection from up here, from out up into heaven, and down below into the earth. So what you're going to be doing when we breathe in this particular way is we'll be grounding down into the earth and up into the universe, or actually bringing the energy down from above and from the earth. So as I said, breathing is really important because when we don't breathe properly, we hold our energy, we hold tightness in our body, we don't fully feed our whole physiology, our heart and our lungs, our muscles, our brain, our neurological system, our skeletal system. Every part of our body needs O2, oxygen. And today, being a beautiful sunny day in Manchester, New Hampshire, is a good day to kind of look out the window and see the green trees finally, after the long dark black and white winter. Green leaves, and those green leaves are the source of our oxygen. The leaves, the green, the trees that you see out there exhale oxygen. They give off oxygen. There's that whole system of connecting in with the chlorophyll in the sun, and I'm not really up on that whole system of how they do it, but the trees give off oxygen that we breathe in. And we breathe out what? Carbon dioxide, which the trees need to breathe in. So there is a synergy between the animals, which we are, the mammals, humans, and the plants, the green people, the trees. And so as you breathe in the oxygen, if you have gratitude in your heart, for giving thanks to the earth for creating that oxygen for you to breathe, giving thanks to the earth as you breathe in, and as you exhale, also having gratitude for the plants that are taking in the carbon dioxide and transforming it then back into oxygen. So if you really look at this as a wonderful synergistic dependent cycle that we have between the trees and the animals, the trees and the humans, the trees and everything on this planet. We need oxygen. Even fish that live in the sea, there is oxygen in the water. So oxygen is a very, very vital force, isn't it? And we think about other places in the cosmos, in the universe outside of Earth, as not having oxygen per se, not having oxygen and therefore not supporting life. However, if we were to expand our mind a little bit more and realize that the three-dimensional Earth that we live on and the three-dimensional realms that we see here on the planet are but a small, small piece of the whole reality of the universe. And the fact that what if, we can just say what if, or perhaps, and because the Hathor, I did show you that picture of them on this cover, they live in a different dimension that does not require oxygen. And so, how can that be? Well, if you think about our humanity and our physical body, and the fact that when we shed this physical body, when we pass away, so to speak, our soul, who we truly are, the vibration of who we truly are, lives on and does not die. When we so-called die, our physical body no longer can be supported because we don't have the oxygen. It's not able to, the physiology, the heart, and all the physical functioning stops. However, it is very well known that the energy of you, the spirit of you, your actual soul, which is a vibration, which is consciousness, which never dies, lives on. And how can that be without a physical body? Well, it does. And that's how we can kind of conceive of other civilizations living in other dimensions, because we actually do when we shed our physical body. And what does breathing and oxygen have to do with that? Well, we do have a physical body, and then we are alive, and so we want to live and have the best life possible while we are here on this earth plane, while we're living and breathing air and drinking water and living in this dimension that is the earth plane. And so breathing will enhance and help, has the potential to help you live a healthier life. So the next slide I want to show you, so that was the pranic tube in this depiction. And there is a picture of just the pranic tube without the energy field. And so looking at the line that goes out the top of your head, and it also goes down out your feet into the earth. This is another dimension of being, and breathing in and breathing out of this is what we're going to be talking about today. And so if you hold the vision of this tube in your body going, this is called the crown of your head, the top of your head, and it goes out between your legs and down into the earth. And if you hold that vision of this line that goes down through your body and close your eyes, and if you were to take a deep breath, and what I'd like you to do when you breathe, here's another tip, is to relax. So we're going to breathe in and out of our nose only. We're not going to be opening and closing our mouth. And why is that? Well, we have a respiratory system, and the respiratory system is comprised of the lungs, the bronchioles, the alveoli, and all the lungs, and up into the trachea, up into your windpipe, and it goes up, and your nose, your nostrils actually have filters in them that filter things out of the oxygen, out of the air. So when you breathe in, you're filtering. It's as a filtering system, and the nostrils go feed right down into your lungs. And so if you practice breathing from the breathing apparatus that our body has, which is our nostrils, it is a much purer way to breathe, a better way to breathe, because it's directly connected in to your lungs. So the whole system wants to be enlivened when you breathe. And so if you think about that, the pranic tube, which goes straight through your body, and if you're sitting down, you'd want to have your feet flat on the floor. So you don't want to be slouching. You want to kind of be sitting up straight so that your spine is straight but relaxed. So just get comfortable and put your feet flat on the floor. What I like to do is take my hands and hold one and the other and put them in my lap and just let them be free and relaxed so that I don't have to think about them. And then the next step is to take your tongue and put it, just let it rest on the tip of your tongue, let it rest on the roof of your mouth, on the soft palate, or the palate on the top of your mouth. And what that does is it creates a circuit. So when you're breathing, it kind of connects in so that you're not, it's hard to explain, but it connects in so that your tongue is connected to actually your upper palate, which then ties into your pituitary gland, which then ties into your pineal gland, and that's a very complicated system, but it helps you to relax with your tongue resting on the roof of your mouth. And so when we're going to breathe in to a count of 4, and hold a breath for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 4, and hold for a count of 4. And when I say hold, it means you're not going to breathe at all. You're going to hold empty. So we'll breathe in, fill up, and hold it full. We'll breathe out, empty, and hold it empty. So when I say hold, it means you're just going to relax in emptiness or in fullness. And that is a nice opportunity for you to connect in and see, well, how does this feel for me? Is this hard for me? Is this easy for me? Maybe a count of 4 is too slow. Maybe you want to count up to 10, hold for counts of 10. So there are many different methods and counts to do with breathing exercises, but this is what I'd like to express and share with you today to just get started on breathing. So let's try that. And as you're breathing, so your tongue is on the roof of your mouth, your feet are flat on the floor, and you're relaxed. Your head is nice and straight, your spine is straight. So you're going to imagine that pranic tube coming through your whole body. And we're going to alternate. First, we're going to breathe in from the earth. So you're going to imagine energy or oxygen coming from below from the pranic tube into you, and then we're going to breathe out to the earth. So this is an intention, isn't it? I mean, we don't breathe in, of course, from our pranic tube. We're breathing in from our nostrils, but your intention, so your thought process is imagine that the breath is coming from the earth into that pranic tube, into your body, and then out. So I know that we're breathing in and out of our nostrils, but in your mind, can you imagine, can you pretend that the oxygen is coming from below into that pranic tube, into your body? So pretend that that's a different dimension of being, and you're breathing into that. So just pretend that, and let's do a little gong on that. And to slow down. So the first breath, we're going to breathe in from the earth, hold, breathe back out to the earth, and hold. The second breath, we're going to breathe in from the top of the pranic tube, from the universe. We're going to breathe in, hold, and then breathe out, and hold. So we're going to alternate. The next breath, we'll breathe in from the earth, and hold, and breathe out to the earth, and hold. And then that fourth breath, we'll breathe in from the universe, hold, and breathe out, and hold. And we'll talk about why we're doing it this way in a moment, but let's try that. I'm going to gong, so when I gong again, I'll be counting for you, so I'd like you to breathe in through your nostrils, hold, breathe out through your nostrils, and hold. So when I gong, we'll start breathing in from the earth. Ready? Hold. Breathe out. 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in from the universe. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out through your nostrils. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. And breathe in from the earth. And hold. And breathe out to the earth through your nostrils. And as you continue to breathe, you're breathing from your diaphragm, from your belly, and you expand your lungs all the way up to the top, and hold, and then breathe out, exhaling, and hold. So let's try that again. Breathing in from the belly. This time, we're breathing in down in here, but our mind is thinking we're breathing in through the pranic tube from our universe. So breathing in, and hold. Breathing out, and hold. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4 to myself. So breathing in from the earth now. Breathing in, and hold. And breathing out through your nostrils, and hold. So how was that for you? Was that hard? Was that easy? Was it too slow? Was it too fast? What are you feeling in your body? What judgments do you have in this moment? Are you judging me? Judging too slow? Judging I can't do it? Judging or making criticism? So I'm just asking you to be curious about what that process did for you, to you, around you, about you, whatever. Because that is a good place for you to begin to connect with yourself in a deeper manner, to understand what pushes your buttons, what makes you tick, what is easy, what is difficult. Was that easy for you? Was that not easy for you? And if you were or are to continue taking this process and finding time, how long did that take? Maybe 2 minutes, maybe a minute, or maybe 3 minutes, whatever. Taking some time during your day when you may have a stressful moment or a time when you just know that you have a time for a break. A lot of people take cigarette breaks, don't they? They go outside and smoke a cigarette. Well, what if you took an oxygen break? An oxygen break. And how do you do that? Oxygen is free. You stop. First, you empty your lungs completely so that you can take a deep breath, and then you breathe in and hold and breathe out. Totally emptying your lungs and hold. Empty. Take another deep breath and hold and let go. Breathe out and hold. And if you notice, when you take a deep breath, if you notice that every breath that you take, if you take 3 or 4 breaths or 10 breaths, but every breath that you breathe in and you expand, if you try and expand your lungs more each time, because that is actually an exercise, a physical exercise, helping your physiology of your lungs, your bronchioles, your alveoli, all the sacs of oxygen, to really get stretched and exercised. And in doing that, it will actually increase the capacity of your lungs. And especially if you have breathing asthma or emphysema or other breathing limitations, so to speak, there are ways for you to gradually build into this breathing process that will exercise that physiology, that physical lung capacity, to help to heal it. And when you do that, your lungs can restructure. You're bringing more oxygen into your actual lung physiology, into the cells and the fascia and all the tissue that make up your lungs. And you're actually able to heal your lungs. And this may sound fantastic, but if you hold that intention of desiring to have cleaner lungs, clearer lungs, and another thing is if you desire to quit smoking, or if you just quit smoking, or even if you don't smoke, this is a great way to really exercise your lungs to improve your breathing capacity for the rest of your body, for your whole physical body, your emotional body, your spiritual body, all parts of yourself. And as you improve the breathing capacity of your lungs, it gives you more vitality. How does it do that? Because it increases the capacity of your lungs to take in oxygen. Your lungs can take in little at a time. As you do this, more and more oxygen with every breath you take. And if you do this practice when you get up in the morning, when you go to bed at night, and maybe at lunchtime, 3 times a day, I mean, that's not a lot to ask. If you want to do it more, every hour on the hour, or every hour when something's going on in your life, in your business, whatever you're doing throughout the day, or if you work in the evening, times that you stop and breathe. And one little key that I'd like to do to stop and breathe is, did I stub my toe, or am I angry, or did somebody push my button, or did something happen that caused me a little discomfort? That's a key for me to stop and breathe. Why do I do that? If I am in a place where my emotions start to get kicked in, and I start feeling anger or judgment or pointing fingers or criticizing, or these energies that are dragging, pull me down. Those are things that pull me down, pull my energy down, where I'm not smiling and happy. So when I'm being pulled down into those places that I don't like, even though I may be addicted to those places, I don't want to be there. I want to spend more of my time happy and joyful and enjoying my life, because this is the only life I've got, and this is the only moment I have. And so when I am keyed in or cued in to realize in a moment that I'm not happy, that's an easy one, isn't it? However, how often during the day are you not happy? If I take that moment and stop and just breathe deeply expanding my lungs to their fullest capacity. Hold it. In other words, stretching is like stretching your muscles. You know, you stretch your finger muscles and you keep stretching and stretching and stretching. Eventually you can do a little more and a little more and a little more. The same thing with breathing. You can, the more you do that, the more capacity you have. And what does that do? It helps me to come back and feel happy again, or come back and at least feel balanced and harmonized, have appreciation for this moment, for this breath. And whatever it was that triggered me to breathe, that triggered me to say, I don't like feeling that, whatever was going on a moment ago, is dissipated. It's dissipated, and I'm here. I can live my life more fully. I can be happy. Even if it's walking in the woods all by myself, if I start getting some thoughts in my brain that are disconcerting or making me wish something was different, or we all think these things all the time. We have these rolling thoughts that go through our mind over and over and over again all day long. What if those thoughts could key you in to take a deep breath, just one or two, Now, the other key is to fully empty your lungs. Fully and completely empty your lungs. So when you exhale, that is a key too. That's very important, that you exhale totally and completely. And what that does is all the oxygen that's way down inside your lungs that maybe doesn't get moved as often because it's been sitting there because you're breathing from up here rather than down below. When you totally exhale and totally empty your lungs, any residual little pockets of carbon dioxide or places that haven't been connected with, you're giving them an opportunity to then release and let go and release that carbon dioxide, release that breath. And so all the little nooks and crannies of your lungs get connected with and touched and expanded and contracted and moved and exercised. And this, what your brain, so the whole part of the reason for you doing this, why are we doing this? Why are we focusing on breathing? Why do I focus on breathing? I know this is a big question because I focus on this a lot on this show, is because taking one full deep breath and exhaling that breath completely through your nostrils and holding it shifts your whole perspective on life. It has the potential of shifting everything that's going on in your life, shifting it to a higher vibration. Oxygen is a healing element that we have at our disposal 24/7 all of our lives, that we do not recognize the importance of. So I am helping you, or giving the opportunity today to look at the importance of oxygen. And let's gong on that oxygen, because it's free and it is so powerful, so powerful. If you were to then move from breathing in at counts of 4 and then breathe and expand that up to counts of 10. Wow. Breathing in for a count of 10. Hold for a count of 10. And breathe out for a count of 10. Out the nostrils. Hold empty for a count of 10. And then breathe in again for a count of 10. Fully expanding all of your lungs, bottom and top. And holding. And releasing for a count of 10. And hold for a count of 10. I've been practicing doing that at night when I have trouble sleeping. Just laying in bed, taking a long, deep inhalation for a count of 10, hold for a count of 10, exhale for a count of 10 through the nostrils, hold empty for a count of 10. So it's 4, full, empty, let's see, breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold. And if you do that for a count of 10, 10 breathing in, 10 hold, 10 breathing out, 10 hold. And what it does is it oxygenates your whole body. Most importantly, the brain, our brain, requires 20% of what we breathe in. 20% of every breath goes to our brain through the bloodstream. So oxygen gets into the bloodstream, it gets pumped everywhere throughout our body. But it's taken up into the brain. 20% of that oxygen, that breath that you just breathed in, which is quite a lot when you think about the brain in relationship to the rest of your body, is not 20%. But that oxygenates your brain and helps you to be clearer and therefore relax. And therefore, the studies have been done that show that an oxygenated brain can relax and go to sleep much more easily than a deoxygenated brain, or a brain that is deprived of enough oxygen cannot actually fall asleep. And it also helps to stop that scatterbrained thinking of whatever you're rolling over and over and over in your mind. When you're breathing in and breathing out, you can have an intention and you can think to yourself, I know I'm breathing in and I know I'm breathing out. And that can really help the sleeping process for a lot of people. And I know it has helped me in those times when I need to really go to sleep. If I do some breathing, slow breathing, and focus my thoughts on my breathing only, it empties the mind. And the oxygen also goes everywhere in your body, in all of your muscles, helping all of the tension to leave your body at the same time. So tension and stress is another reason we can't sleep, and it's another reason that we're in this helter-skelter world sometimes and going a mile a minute trying to get stuff done, or trying to get here and go there, or trying to remember what we're doing. Whatever the stress is for you, breathing can alleviate the stress. It can drop the stress. And it is known that stress is pretty much 100%, 90 to 100% of the basis of all illness in this country, in the United States. Stress. So breathing, when you do this exercising of breathing, will reduce your stress level tremendously. And so when you're breathing in, you can change your intention to breathe in love and breathe out letting go. That's one thing that I do in my healing practice with my clients when clients come to me into my healing practice, and they'll lay out on a fully clothed on a massage table. And to help you to breathe as my client, I would do some of these breathing techniques for you to help you to relax. And the main thing that I focus on is, imagine that when you're breathing in, the oxygen is love. Imagine that oxygen is love, and that you're breathing in love. And then when you breathe out, imagine that what you no longer need goes out, your out breath. And so breathing in love, which is the love of the earth. The earth gives us our oxygen freely, unconditionally, lovingly. We don't have to fight for it. And when you breathe out, you let go and you give back to the earth what you no longer need, which is like giving it back to the trees, right? And because the trees need the carbon dioxide to grow, and they breathe out the oxygen that we then breathe in. And so it's a great synergy back to the beginning again of breathing in with the trees and breathing out. Breathing in what the trees breathe out, we breathe in, and we breathe out what the trees breathe in. When you think about that, it's really a healing process in itself if you were to focus on it and not forget about all these things that we do of holding our breath. So hopefully that gives you a little idea of some breathing techniques. See what else I had here too. Some other breathing techniques. When you think about the pranic tube, and breathing in, you can actually breathe in from here and then intend that it expands into your whole body. So when you're breathing in, you can intend for it to expand into your whole body. And then when you breathe out, you can intend for it to leave your whole body. And that is really important for our well-being. A little gong on that one. So I wanted to talk again at the end of our session today. We got about 20 more minutes left. So I wanted to talk about now, again, we're talking about Tom Kenyon and the Hathors channeling a lot of these techniques that help us to breathe better and have more love in our lives, be happier beings on this planet Earth. And this Saturday, May 31st, 2014, there will be a worldwide meditation. And Tom Kenyon, who is he's a psychologist and a sound healer. He uses sound in his practice to help people to heal. Is having a gathering in New York City, and so that is the hub or the basis of the worldwide meditation that's happening on Saturday. And I, in my healing space in New London, will be hosting a gathering where we will come together and connect in with the people in New York City and people all over the earth doing the same meditation at the same time at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Actually, the meditation begins at 5:30, but we will be gathering in my studio at 5 o'clock to get settled in. Between 5:30 and 6, this healing meditation will begin, and it's called the Trees of Life. The Tree of Life meditation. And so I wanted to explain to you, if you wanted to do it in your home at that same time at 5 o'clock on Saturday, May 31st, 2014, you could go to Tom Kenyon's website and download this information, which is all free. And breathing is a big piece of this. Pardon me. Breathing is really an important aspect of meditating and healing. Just pardon me a minute. I have some water, my own spring water. I put in a bottle and bring it. So breathing is a big part of meditating. And visualizing is the other big piece. So this meditation that's happening on Saturday that you could key in with, you could connect with, if you want to go to tomkenyon.com, all that information is there. Or if you want to go to my website, JaneEKingHeartHealer.com, I have the link, I believe, in my website. Or if you wanted to get in touch with me and come to my space and do it in a group, there will be hopefully about 10 of us in a group, or maybe more, connecting in with this worldwide meditation. And I wanted to read to you a little bit about what it entails, what's going to happen. And it's all about our energy. It's about the energy field of who we are. We are consciousness, we are energy, we are physical as well, but it is energy that holds us in place. And breathing and oxygen is energy. It is energizing us. And so if you think of your body, we are actually light beings. And this meditation is about connecting in with our light, the light of who we are. We are photons. If you look at the physical, the physics of who we are, I mean, we're protons, we're neutrons, we're cells, we're organs, we're physical bodies. But if you get down to the smallest piece of who we are photons, and that is light. We are photons, millions, billions of photons flowing through us all the time. And so this meditation, the Tree of Life, is looking at our body and these lines of light, of photons, as being branches of light. Pardon me, branches of light. And this meditation will be helping us to bring energy into our photons, into our light body, our light being body, and energizing them with other people doing that around the world, around the earth, for the effect of bringing our consciousness, our level of consciousness, to a higher vibration, to more joy and more love and more happiness, to bring more light into our being, into our body, into our physiology. And in so doing, help us to be healthier and healthier and grow in the direction of God. Because I believe that we are all here, or those of us that are on this, I guess, path of looking for enlightenment or looking for ascension or looking for some really big reason for why we are here. I believe we are here to get closer to God. We're here to get to become that divine being that God created us as, that we have separated from. And so this meditation will be enhancing that process by bringing more light into this body through this meditation. And so if you think about all the minute, we have energy lines all over our body. If you think about like meridians, they're not really meridians, but we have energy lines all over our body, through our body, and expanding out around us in our energy field. And this meditation is looking at all those lines of light as branches of a tree. So the tree of life, we are the tree of life in this meditation, and looking at that as what the yogis might have identified as channels of energy. This is all channels of energy, and we'll be meditating to enliven and bring in more light to those channels of energy through breathing and through relaxing and then visualizing. And what do I mean by visualizing? Well, this actually is a sound meditation, so that if you go to Tom Kenyon's site, you can download for free the sound that we will be meditating to. And this was channeled through him from the Hathors. And this sound is a vibrational sound that will then lift us up and open a doorway to more light pouring into us, because that is our intention. And when we gather in this way, in a big group, or with us, hopefully there'll be 10 or 12, I don't know how many. Right now there's probably 5 or 6 or 7 that have confirmed, but hopefully maybe there'll be 20. I don't know how many people are coming. But all over the world there are little pods of us doing this meditation for the sake of enhancing humankind, enhancing the earth, bringing more light to this earth plane so that the light can shine on the darkness and dissolve the darkness and bring more joy and happiness and reason for living here, being happy, into the earth plane. And so, there'll be three parts to this, 3 stages, I guess you could say. And if you download the music, I have it downloaded on a CD. There are 3 distinct stages in the music. So the music goes for 5 minutes, and then those 5 minutes we'll be visualizing the light coming into our branches and enlivening our branches of our body, which we consider the branches, the tree of life. And so as that particular music is playing, we'll just be visualizing this light coming into us. In the second phase, we'll be opening our crown chakra. We'll be opening our pineal gland, which is the third eye, but it's in the center. If you go to the center of your head, in the center of our head is a gland called the pineal gland. And science has never found a reason for that being there. They didn't think we needed a pineal gland. However, it is the basis for our third eye sight, clairvoyance. And so the second part of the meditation will be connecting in with our pineal gland and imagining that it opens up into a lotus, a beautiful flower, opening up our crown chakra, crown energy center, so that more light can pour in, and opening up that whole area of our head so that more light, more of God can pour in, because light is God. This vibration is God, is divine, is source energy pouring into us. So if you're looking for a way to get closer to God and to have a spiritual awakening, a spiritual experience, this meditation could potentially open you up to that. And so that portion of the meditation is another 5 minutes where you'll be sitting, you'll be listening to the music, and the intention, so you'll be visualizing, your eyes will be closed, you'll be visualizing a beautiful lotus opening up from the center of your head, opening up and allowing the energy of the white light, of the beautiful light of love to pour into you, God's love. And the final stage will be the final 5 minutes. So it's a 15-minute integral meditation. So the final stage will be 5 more minutes of going back into allowing that light to flow into your branches of your energy, of your light nadis, they call it, the light lines of light, branches of light that are you, that are who you are, who I am. And for 5 minutes, there will be more music, the same music that was in the beginning, helping you to just be in that, be bathed in that light. And then, so that's 15 minutes, 3 5-minute intervals, and then the last 15 minutes will be total silence. And that total silence is a time to breathe and simply allow the experience to be integrated into your being. Allow this blissful, wonderful, healing light to integrate into your body, into your soul, into your mental capacities, clarifying your brain, your thoughts, or your mental capacity, clarifying your physiology and your spiritual self, awakening you perhaps to the higher realms, to God, to the divinity, to feeling closer and more divine. In fact, I've been practicing this meditation because you can go online, download the music, and you can begin to practice now. You practice it now. You do not have to wait until Saturday, but Saturday all over the world at the same time. That will be an amped up, energetic experience. Believe me, we did this on 11/11/11, which is November 11th, 2011. We did. It was the same music, I believe. Or maybe it was different, but it was a Tom Kenyon meditation with his music, and it was otherworldly, and it is otherworldly, and it opens you up, and it clears away blocks that have been holding you back from enjoying your life and from being the true divine being that you are, bringing you closer to your God self, bringing you closer to your source, which is God. God is source, and this is a way of bringing you closer to why you incarnated in the first place, why you came down into this earth plane, why are you in this physical body. You're here to grow your soul. And this is a process in which they say a small crack in the cosmic egg will be opened. And during this process on Saturday, between 5:30 and 6, that crack will be opened in such a way as it can change and help us as a human race to expand into the light in a more glorious way. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. Again, TomKenyon.com. This is an old book, but this is a book that he first channeled back in, I think this was done in the 90s. So that's the book. And I've also wanted to segue into at the end here what I've been doing recently. I've been in a program called The Path of the Universal Shaman, and I've been studying with a shaman named John Oscar Miro Caseda, and I've brought his book. This is a great book. It's called Lessons in Courage, Peruvian Shamanic Wisdom for Everyday Life, and this is basically the story of Don Oscar's life. It's an amazing story. If you want to really get in touch with a real person and real experiences, he had, like most of us in our younger years, we had experiences with abuses of alcohol and drugs and all kinds of other things when we're young, and we grow out of it and we realize that there's more to life, and that's what this Lessons in Courage is about. Not that, but it's about how he became a shaman in Peru and his Peruvian background. And for me, it's helping me to get in touch with my practice of being with the earth and my shamanic practices, and how I can live in the light more, which it's basically the same thing as this meditation. Is how can I live from my heart space? How can I be of service to humanity, to my community, to you? So there's a great book if you're interested in shamanic practices. And I know, as I said once before on my show, when I first heard the word shamanism and shaman, I was so scared. I was like, oh my God, it scared me because I came from a very cloistered Christian background where everyone was the same, and if someone was different, it was scary. But now I embrace shamanism because it's an indigenous belief system that connects us to the earth and it is true. It has truth to it, and God is there. God and divinity and love. It's all in shamanism, and it's about opening our heart, and it's about learning to breathe as well. As Don Oscar has taught us how to, again, to breathe properly, to open up to the spiritual realms. Every practice, every how can I say this? Every healing way of being is amplified through correct breathing, is enhanced, I guess I should say. Enhanced. Breathing enhances everything. Kind of breathing. Conscious breathing. Deliberate breathing, and intentional breathing will open you up in ways that you will find miraculous. And I'm saying this from a point of view of knowing from my own life, from my own way of being, my own living experiences. I know, as I said earlier, when I'm in a bad place, when I'm thinking bad things, or when I'm hurting, when I'm in pain, or when there's any discomfort in my life, if I stop and breathe, everything shifts, everything changes, everything becomes bearable, everything is different. And part of that has to do with taking space, doesn't it? And because breathing can be taking space. And so when we give ourselves space to breathe, whatever was going on a moment ago has lost its power, has lost its hold on us. And that is so important to use as a tool when we're constantly perhaps in a stressful situation. You can stop and breathe. And as Einstein has proven with his theory of relativity, E equals mc squared, everything is relative, including time. So we think we have to rush and go here and go there. Time is relative. What does that mean? It means that time is not linear. It doesn't it doesn't, like the clock ticks. Have you ever experienced a time when something happened to you and time just stretched out? Time is relative. And so when you take that breath, you can literally stretch out time. And everything happens as it should. And taking a moment to breathe is so life-affirming. It's so basic, and why not do it, It's here. It's free. It will help you. It can help you. It has helped me. I am living proof. So try it. You'll like it. As Mikey used to say on that advertisement, when was that, back in the 70s? Try it. You'll like it. Mikey likes it. And I know sometimes I breathe with my mouth open, but start practicing breathing with your nostrils, because that is your respiratory system. And the more you take breaths, even if you can't take a deep, deep breath, you'll start to exercise those air sacs in your lungs. And by doing that exercise, like when you exercise with your muscles get stronger and you get more oxygen into your muscles. The same will happen with your lungs. Your lungs will get stronger. Your lungs will be able to take in more oxygen. All the fabric and the fascia and the tissue of your lungs will be enlivened. And I think you will look back over the course of, say, a month of doing intentional breathing, and your whole life will change dramatically. So I hope this has been of help to you, and remember to breathe, and that this Saturday is the meditation with the Hathors with Tom Kenyon, And coming up next week, I wanted to let you know that Dorothy Morgan will be on my show. Dorothy Morgan is an amazing astrologer. She resides here in New Hampshire, and she'll be coming on to talk about her astrology. So next week, I hope you can tune in to see Dorothy here on the show. And the week after that, I have my friend Barbara Woolley will be on the show. We'll be talking about a mini retreat that we're putting together at the end of June, and that'll be something that will be enjoyable to talk about. And then on June 19th, I have a friend coming on, Saul Solomon. He has a company called Truly Natural, and he's writing a book, and he's going to come on and talk about that. So I look forward to seeing you next Thursday. Until then, remember, your heart knows the way, and breathe. Till then, see you later.